hacking phones at the News of the World has been endemic.
Endemic?
They've hacked thousands.
I'm very worried that News International journalists have been breaking the law.
This wasn't just the royals, this was a practice. Coulson created a culture at the News of the World.
There's a direct link between Number 10 and Murdoch.
This matters.
The hack is the interweaving of two true stories. The Guardian investigation into the phone hacking scandal and the Metropolitan Police investigation into the murder of Daniel Morgan. And we're deliberately separating those stories out into alternating episodes and challenging the audience to work out why we're doing that, why we're telling two apparently unconnected stories together. And because our theory is that when they start to spot the connections between these two stories, they'll get angry. We did.
We caught one conversation between Fillory and Alex Marinchak.
And who is this Marinchak?
Southern Investigations occasionally do business with the News of the World via him.
We realised there was an opportunity to tell a really big story about press, politicians, police, and how passive power works in Britain. And it really just went from there. And Jack Thorne was very fortunate to have come on board as the lead writer, and Lewis Arnold as director, and just we assembled an amazing cast to help tell the story.
These so-called journalists didn't find the truth, they just stole, they took.
Since when did we become the targets? How is this in any way in the public interest? I was making
Robert, was it a story that you were familiar with?
The phone hacking thing, of course, because, you know, it was back in the 90s. There was several of my friends that were a victim of that. It's possible I was too, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, I can't prove it. But there was things that was happening to me back at that time, stuff that was coming out in the press about my private life, which it was strange, shall we say. So yeah, I was certainly aware of it all.
Tell us a little bit about your character.
Yeah, I play Dave Cook, and when you join the story, he is been asked to take charge of what was the fourth investigation into the Daniel Morgan murder. He takes care of the fourth and fifth investigation, in fact, which tells you about this story. It's not over after episode 2. Dave is, I mean, I spoke to him several times, a good man, you know, very, very honest, upright kind of guy. And it was about a fight for justice for the Morgan family for him, because that family went through hell.
We just wanted to let you know that we flagged a strange call that's come into the station.
It must be quite difficult to portray a character who's in the midst of grief as well as campaigning, if you like.
Yes, and grief and anger, and he's devastated by the death of his beloved little brother. He's very angry at the lack of progress that the police made. He was very angry at Bobby's character, Dave Cook, that they hadn't brought the killer to justice, although I think by the end he realises just how difficult that would have been.
Well, tell us a little bit about your character, Charlotte. She's a top-class lawyer.
Isn't she just? Isn't she just? A very formidable, impressive woman. It was wonderful that when I came on board, production were brilliant and set up a Zoom so that I was able to meet her and pick her brain on her experiences, and we went through some of Charlotte's scenes together. Nick Davies approaches her because she is representing
Gordon Taylor.
Thank you, Joe. Because she is representing Gordon Taylor. And as a result, she then comes on board with the kind of Guardian side of things to help reveal just the very kind of ugly and nefarious ways that, and the kind of practices that were being used by News of the World to get their stories.
There are transcripts of 35 voicemail messages which had been left on the phones of Gordon Taylor and a colleague. It wasn't just Clive Goodman.
What is it like working with David Tennant, Robert Carlyle, so many big names out there?
Yeah, I mean, the cast, I mean, it really is impressive in terms of, you know...
And even the cameos.
Yeah, well, that's what exactly, you know, the people that got in just to do a couple of scenes, you know, sometimes, you know, I suppose ego could take over and go, oh, no, that part's not big enough. But when the writing's good and the story's a good tale to tell and important, when it comes your way, it's very hard to ignore, really. You just want to be a part of it.
How long have we known each other?
I've no idea. I had no interest in trying to work that out. It'll make me feel old.
Nearly 30 years. This is it, Alan.
What do you hope audiences will take away from The Hack?
I mean, hopefully they're kind of outraged by it, you know, these things that went on, that they're informed by it, and maybe they've got the desire then to kind of ask questions, you know.
I think it's a story that really needed to be told. It needs to be discussed. And I think this does that.
And we hope that, just like they did with Mr. Bates, that they gather together as one nation and say, why did we not know about this and what are the answers? And turn around to the Metropolitan Police and the government and say, look again.
They followed our kids to school, didn't they?
This could get you in serious trouble.
I'm already in serious trouble.
If you can expose the secrecy, you might
Welcome to your voicemail. You have 3 new messages.
break the power.